Joining us now from New Hampshire after a second-place finish, Democratic candidate Pete Buttigieg. Good morning, Mr. Buttigieg. Thank you for being with us.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
You know, you announced and your campaign did that Pennsylvania is part of a big six-figure digital ad buy on YouTube. Those unity spots, they're already out there targeting counties that flipped to Donald Trump in 2016 after they had supported President Obama. How do you get states like Pennsylvania, like Wisconsin, like Michigan to come back to your side?
Pennsylvania is full of communities that remind me of my own hometown. You know, South Bend is in the heart of the so-called Rust Belt, and we were able to get on our feet with a view to the future. And right now, I think it is imperative that we reach out in a lot of communities that felt completely left behind by the political and economic system and realities today, and demonstrate how we are going to raise wages, how we're going to deliver health care, how we're going to ensure that there is a better future for our communities. That's what served us so well, performing especially well in those counties in Iowa that had flipped from supporting President Obama to supporting Donald Trump. And that's what we're going to need in order to win. Look, I think so many of my fellow Democrats, and frankly a lot of independents and even some Republicans, are laser focused on making sure that we bring an end to the Trump presidency. That means building the biggest possible coalition. It means having a unifying message that can link bold and meaningful progressive and policy change with a way to call all Americans into the same effort where they see themselves. And
any plans that you can share about upcoming visits?
Message, I respect him, but
I was just going to say upcoming visits to Pittsburgh,
so we'll
Western
definitely
Pennsylvania.
be in the neighborhood soon. Yeah, definitely looking forward to being back in Pittsburgh. We were there recently for a forum with educators and teachers, and sitting down also with community leaders talking about issues from economic development to racial justice, and we'll certainly not be a stranger to Pittsburgh and other parts of Pennsylvania on the road ahead.
So after what happened in Iowa, any concerns that you have regarding irregularities in voting, getting votes in a timely fashion, but at the same time an accurate fashion? Where does your campaign stand in that regard, watching those issues?
So there was no question about the integrity of the counting, but there were certainly questions about some of the mechanics of it and a frustrating delay. What we saw in New Hampshire was a clearer and crisper result. All of it is a reminder that we've got to make sure we bring the resources and the accountability to secure our elections going forward. And frankly, the Trump administration and the Senate GOP have seemed indifferent to the measures that we need to take, from paper trails to cybersecurity, to ensure the integrity of our elections. That being said, I'm also determined to put together an inclusive campaign that is so responsive to the needs of Americans that we will not even have a close election. The best way to make sure that some of these questions don't arise on Election Day is to make sure that the margin is well out of cheating distance, and that is what we will do when we defeat Donald Trump in November.
Pete Buttigieg, kind enough to join us this morning here on KDKA in Pittsburgh, CW. Thank you very much for your time from Manchester.
Good to be with you. Thank you.